I'm gonna get it out though. We're gonna be talking about self-care. I have to tell you the whole story so that y'all know how I got here. So, as you can see from the title, this episode is about how I found my glow, how I maintain my glow, how I take care of myself, considering my childhood in foster care and going through divorce. And I had to take time to sit down and really get to the core of my self-care to live a long and healthy life. I want to live until I'm at least 100 years old. But I didn't learn love through comfort. I learned love through correction. It can save you, even if it doesn't feel like love. Discipline, faith, and resilience. From foster care to becoming the first Black African American female to be employed as a tennis professional by the city of Tallahassee. I should be a statistic. I should be homeless. I should be incarcerated or worse. Shouldn't be here. I want to share how I got here and how I learned to cope with stress and how to nurture myself. My sister and I, we lived in a neighborhood of retired and elderly. Urged to visit them and help them hang their clothes. And this was per our first foster mother. So I learned service. And that was just one of those things that we learned we were allowed to do independently as a child at 6 and 7 years old. We were allowed to go to our neighbor's home, have conversations with them because they were alone, and that brought them so much joy. Just seeing us walking across the street, they would get excited, and they would sometimes have pets, and we help take care of their pets. We would keep cats actually, because they would always have litters, and every spring we would take care of the kittens. And we were in a neighborhood. We were still raised like we were raised on a farm. We would garden, we would hang clothes, we would hand wash clothes. We lived a very modest life, but we were very well disciplined and well read. I was raised in foster care by a woman named Miss Royster and her husband, and she was unapologetically firm, strong, and structured. She didn't say "I love you." She taught us accountability. My sister and I started foster care at age 2 and 3. From that point, she took us under her wings, and we learned how to wash clothes by hand. I think I already said that. We learned how to sew. We learned how to garden. We learned about religion. We learned how to pray. We went to church every Sunday. We went to Sunday school religiously, and that's where I met God. That's where I also realized that God gives you gifts, gives you these gifts at a very early age, and you can tap into them easier when you're younger, and they call you a prodigy. That intrigued me. I wanted to be a prodigy. I wanted to do something remarkable. I've listened to a lot of Whitney Houston. My biological mother, she was deaf, mute, and pregnant with me at 14. She was put out of her parents' home, and she lived on the streets of Daytona Beach, Florida. And she had to learn how to survive. And her silence taught me early that strength doesn't always speak. We were rescued by Department of Children and Families. We were called miracle children. We were sick and malnourished and very frail. My sister lost her kidney at age 3, and I was told that I might have to give mine if she lost the other. My sister survived. She didn't need another kidney. I still have both my kidneys. She's now alive and well and working. Continue on with this story. My foster brother served in the Army, and when they come home, they drill us, sprint, and just focus. We would race, we would jump, they would teach us all kinds of things. As we got older, our mother wouldn't allow it, but we would run as fast as we could and race towards them and jump into their arms, and they would throw us in the air and catch us. That felt amazing. Knowing that you can have that much strength as a man was remarkable. And we wanted to impress our brothers, so we did what they did and we followed their instructions to the T, and we look forward to their visits every year. They taught us how to fight, they taught us about service, they taught us about duty, and how to march. The discipline has never left us. My sister went into the army, the military. I never wanted to join the military. It was too regimented for me. I never felt like that would be a place that I could thrive in, you know, forcing you and ordering you to do things. And you have like, no, I knew that I was strengthening my body, but I would never go into the military. I never did. But my sister, she did, and she enjoyed it. She was a EMT. She went to become an officer, twisted her ankle. She wasn't able to actually get on to that team. She has since gotten out of it, and now she's a traveling nurse, thank God. So that discipline, to me, that is what helped me become the tennis professional that I became. Years later, it blossomed. I taught myself and trained my body until my body and spirit moved as one. And within 2 years, I was winning USTA tournaments. I'd been invited to go to nationals in 2014. Attended nationals, competed. In second place, my court won. We lost the other 2 courts. That kind of impressed the city, and they offered me an opportunity to come work for them. And it was an amazing experience to be in a community so kind, so loving, so supportive. They're still supportive. I loved every minute of being a tennis pro. I love self-mastery. That's something that I knew I needed. Everybody was telling me what to do as a child, and I knew what I wanted my life to look like. We had a lot of therapy as children, and I really connected with my therapist, speech therapist, especially because I struggled to enunciate my words. And she was very, very patient. She taught me that way that you speak is how you express yourself, not just by the words. Her soft tone, her gestures, her demeanor. You have to really be relaxed if you're wanting to talk like I'm doing now. Like take some breaths and relax, do deep breathing. And this is a series, so I'll give you more of those types of tips, but first I just want you to understand, like, it's not something that I just picked up. I learned how to discipline myself as a child, fasting and praying, reading. We had encyclopedias. We were shut off from the world. We were very sheltered. You know, our mother would not allow for us to go hang out with other kids in the neighborhood, nor hang out after school and be in clubs. So it was just me and my sister as far as socialization, and it's very lonely other than talking to my neighbors. Tennis taught me how to breathe. It taught me how to lead with calmness, and just how to respect the process. So it became a pillar of knowing that if I do something over and over again, I already knew this, but doing it in adulthood was completely different. So knowing that I can still put those same discipline, those same habits in place that will create my destiny.